foot and the depth of the foot. I need to center this pot so that I can trim it. I've never been one to tap center, so I'm just going to slowly revolve the wheel and push it into the middle. When I've found that center point, I want to make sure that I have not rubbed off my marks. So they're still there, and now I can push this clay down to the base. Because I have an undulating rim, I need to make sure when I push this clay down that I'm really pushing the clay to the bat and not to the pot, because that will ruin the alteration that I've made. So as I'm pushing this in, I'm not pushing towards the pot, I'm pushing down. And I'm going to put clay on opposite sides here. I'm going to put at least 4 pieces of clay that are going to hold this pot down. As I start to trim this pot, I'm going to use a wide loop tool. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to find my depth mark, and I'm going to hold the tool down to the depth.
I'll get it. Okay, thank you, David. Now, I shaved off, you see, the bottom part, but I don't take quite a bit off. It's still too thick, still too heavy. By the way, the centering, which I know you all want to practice and get hold of, you'll notice that, now push it out a minute. Okay. Now, it's not done by saying, right, it's coming round, I'm going to give it a smack here. It's done by an instinctive feel. And that instinctive feel is helped if you trail your fingers on it, as I'm doing now. See, and somehow enables you to hit it in the right place. And all the time you're looking at a place like this. You may be hitting it there, but you're looking at, say, there to see whether that is becoming still and centered. And when it is, you see your hands aren't moving like this. Still. It's just something to practice, and it comes quite naturally in time. When you do this, be careful that you are holding the pot firm in the center, not pushing it off as you put the clay around the base.
Harden it off using my rib. My cup will fit on top like so, and I'll trim. So the first cup, I check how far I have to trim it, center it on the chuck. Okay, the chuck has held the cup, it's centered.
Right, on the tools page, and I worked hard at finding the right foam for these bats. I wanted it to be 2 inches thick so I could turn pots that are bigger than the bat, and you'll see what I mean here in a second. I put 2 pins in the wheel head, attach the bat, mark to use when I get here to the trimming part. So I'm going to set this on here, I'm going to knock it into center. Now, because we haven't got clay, little pads of clay holding the plate to the wheel head, you've got to be able to pressure the plate down here.
So again, it will be tap centered into the middle, and to hold the bowl onto the wheel, again we use an upside down flat lid, and by applying pressure on that lid, it gives it a wider surface area.
Right, now we're going to turn this bowl, which we threw the other day, so we're just going to wet the rim, and we've
wet the bat there. Not wet, but put that on there. Give a few little taps. Got a bit of a kink in it, this one. Very slight kink. Okay. Give him a press down. Now, using my turning tool, which is made out of a bit of...
Flip it upside down and put it back on the wheel. And you're going to want to use the concentric rings to help you get it centered. So just eyeball it on center. And then slowly rotate the wheel and hold your index finger steady against the foot. And you'll notice that sometimes it touches and sometimes it doesn't as it rotates. So when it touches your finger, stop the wheel and move the pot opposite your finger just a little bit. And you'll have to repeat that until your finger being held steady makes constant contact with the wheels or with the pot as it spins. And then once it's centered, you're going to make 3 small coils and get one side of it wet and put the wet edge against the wheel head. Hold on to the pot with one hand and then use your thumb to press the coil down onto the wheel head. And these will hold the bowl in place as you trim. So put them about equal distance apart from each other. Get the wheel spinning about a medium speed and to
I know there's an album.